Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and we're going to the rapid reaction. Money in the Bank, the first pay-per-view since the Elimination Chamber in front of fans. Excuse my thing. I think it was Elimination Chamber. Might have been a Fast Lane pay-per-view, or it might even been it might have even been the Crown review when Goldberg beat the Fiend. That was actually the last pay-per-view from fans. So. Um, but hey, whatever. Um, and what a night! This was a terrific night. Back and better. Felt good to have fans there. Felt good to be there, and it was incredible. They kicked it off on the kickoff show with SmackDown Tag Title match. It was made Friday. Usos versus Dominic and Usos against Dominic and Ray. Tremendous match. It came out. Did some great stuff. Got the win over the Usos got the win over Dominic and Ray. Returns with the tag team champions, beating them 7-time tag team champions. That's exactly what was needed from them. Incredible work that they pulled off to do this. So yeah, they did a great job, and give them all credit, man. Give them all credit. They did one hell of a job. So 4 stars for that. Usos now have gold, along with Roman Reigns, Bloodline, top of the food chain. Acknowledged. They start off the pay-per-view fully with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Naomi, Nikki Cross, Tamina, Natalia, Zelina Vega, and Liv Morgan were they were the competitors. Great match, great start. They did some stuff with the ladder. I've talked about this over the last couple of months, but I've talked about how the 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 one-on-one ladder matches that are just two guys wrestling a match that happens to involve a ladder. That's a lot better than the hey, I'm gonna put this right here, but then I'm gonna go away for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna come back to this later, or I'm gonna put this in between the two ladders, put another ladder in between the two ladders, and I'm gonna set the ladder up, and set it up here so that we can come back to it later. And that happens in these type of matches. That happens in these Money in the Bank matches. That happens in these TLC matches. And listen, and they can be great, but sometimes, you know, they also can be tedious, and they can be, whatever, right? Whatever they can be. But they can be great, and this one was damn good. They're great, very good. Some great stuff between them. The love for Tamina and Natalia has gone away. Apparently, they are now. I know they were heels, but they kind of turned heel, and they just. I kind of thought maybe they would, you know, get some love. Not really. That's okay. We'll deal with it. They did some great stuff. A lot of times, Liv Morgan was trying to get the briefcases, and Zelina Vega they continued their feud. They did the thing where they bunched them all together. Nikki A.S.H tried to superhero fly off of it. She kind of slipped, almost didn't make it, but they got her. At one point, at the beginning of the match, to start this off, when everybody was going out, getting ladders and doing things, she was standing on like the second rope, still as a board as she done in the past. She got down, got in the ring, and she almost looked like she wanted to she raised her hand as if she was gonna like telekinesis the damn thing down to her. Which it just it's actually That would have been one of the greatest troll jobs of all time. Just have her go up there and then the thing snaps and breaks and it comes down to it. In the beginning of the match, I actually would have loved that. That would have been incredible. But there was one spot where her and Zelina Vega were on the other side of the ladder, and she started to kind of control Zelina Vega and have Zelina Vega crawl, get down off the ladder, and she could climb right back up, but she ended up getting powerbombed. And then, like, they decided to bury her under a bunch of ladders, so to stop her. So, you know, that's something that is going to have to be looked at. I think with Alexa, you know, because I take a sip of water. It's one of those things where, that she has powers or that she doesn't. And when does she have these powers and when does she do them? And things like that. So it's so it's something that they're going to have to work for. Can she can mind control them? So then why doesn't she mind control them to lay down? Like, to me that was kind of simple. So if she has mind control abilities, then let's go ahead and let's mind control Zelina Vega down the ladder so that she can go up and get it. It makes sense to me. And while she was bunched under the ladder, they set up two more ladders against another ladder. And all it's the six of them went up there and started fighting, trying to grab the briefcase. Nikki A.S.H climbed up one of the ladders, climbed up over Liv Morgan actually, I think, and grabbed the ladder while everybody was fighting. Grabbed it, won, became the new Miss Money in the Bank. Very, very good match. Obviously, the stories they had been telling, it was either going to be it was going to be Liv Morgan or it was going to be Nikki A.S.H. in my opinion. I went with Nikki A.S.H. in my little small predictions preview, which by the way, I wasn't perfect. 7-0. Who knew, right? Who knew? But yeah, I went. But yeah, it just makes sense. I think that I can see the way they're going with Liv Morgan. I can also see what they're going to do with Mickey Ash. And also listen, we don't, you know, they are, they decided to make it so that you can cash in on anyone. So nobody's safe. So we'll see what happens with good old Nikki. Oh, actually, not calling her Nikki A.S.H. as she's almost a superhero. Great match, 3.5 stars. By the way, the kickoff show match which was a Dominic, they were 4 stars. Great. Next one was the Raw Tag Team Championship match between Almost and AJ Styles against the Viking Raiders. Excuse me. They have a movie called Viking Experience, which they hit. And, Brian Zane, I can't wait to see what Brian Zane says about this tomorrow. Because he had been talking about how he hates the spot where they get the pinfall and then the guy goes over to attack the other guy, and then the other guy drives him into the other guy to break up the pin, right? And it's a big NXT thing. And they did this, but they did this one where I kind of liked it, right? They did the Viking Experience, and Eric went over to go mess with, stop Amos from coming in, but Amos just grabbed him by the face and pushed him into, the pinfall and broke it up that way. I thought that was a different version of that. So I like Amos got in and he did some stuff. He hasn't left his feet too much. He left his feet too much. One point he went to the outside, got on a knee inside the ring, but he still hasn't taken a bump at all. Has not taken a bump, and nor should he. Listen. He don't get me wrong. This is not Andre the Giant or anybody like that. This isn't this isn't Paul White at his apex in WCW or anything like that. Obviously not. But if he's going to be something, and you have something that you think you can be something, that I think the right thing to do is to, you know, make him special, so that when he does take that first bump, it's gonna pop the crowd. By the way, the crowd was pretty hot all night long. We did have some issues. We heard in the last match, we heard some CM Punk chants. I guess they're just never gonna go away. And I guess in Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match, it was chanting for We Want Becky, which I think pissed off um, Charlotte. It didn't piss off Charlotte Flair because she flipped them the bird, and might pissed off Rhea Ripley too because those two went out and they did some damage. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Um, sorry, in a minute, because the next match of this isn't too much to talk about. But it's part of a bigger story, I think, and I think why you people out there who are mad should not be mad about it. But anyway, the Raw tag team match. So almost, it's still very green. He has underdog team, and they are doing everything to make sure that he is not exposed until he can get better. I'm not sure how much time he's training, but I will say this. Jim Cornette always says that you get better by going out on the road. So now that he's out on the road, he's getting matches every night. What I would do is I would give Omos matches. Anytime a house show, I would give him matches. I would give him and give him the little guys. Give him Akira Tozawa, give him Drew Gulak, give him um Alberto Carrillo, or give him Angel Garza to work with. Go out there, do 5 minutes, have him, have him, beat him up, and then maybe, like the first 3 minutes, let the guy get a quick, spot where a quick hope spot where he does something, and almost just says and then he picks him up with his I guess his finishing move, picks him up and then throws him down, and let him get that way so that he can get better, so that when he comes to that, you put him in the match on television, he can do a 8 to 10 minute television match without AJ Styles, and then once he gets that down, then he can do the pay per view matches, and he can be a very intriguing item. I think this AJ Omos thing should last pretty long. I think you know another another 6 months to a year of this tag team, I think, would do wonders. And I think, especially with the draft, you can move to SmackDown, and then the things you could do to Rey Mysterio. Oh my goodness. Yeah, AJ and almost won, retained the Raw Tag Team Champion. It was three. I get it as 3 1/4 stars. It was a nice match. Next match was the WWE Championship match. It was Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston came out to a humongous reaction. Chants of Kofi Kingston and Kofi, and chants of, New Day Rocks and everything. But boy, tonight was not the night, because this was a story. And I think it's a story for the long run. He did not come up with a Xavier Woods, which is interesting. But that's neither here nor there, because the story is all about Bobby Lashley. And we saw what happened Monday. And he got pissed off that he was getting to the point where he gets beat by Xavier Woods. Bobby Lashley should not be getting beat by Xavier Woods. Bobby Lashley should not be getting beat by by Kofi Kingston, in a match, months ago. Bobby Lashley should not be doing these things, and he's the Almighty. This should not be happening. And he came in a mission to shit up, and he exactly did. And he dominated Kofi Kingston from the start, and it wasn't long. It wasn't long, and and I gave it 1.5 stars for the story that I perceive that they are telling, especially with what happens later on in the men's Money Bank and the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'll just go ahead and say this right now, that I think the story is that I think Bobby Lashley is going to just He is going to, um, by him just destroying Kofi. And if Big E would win the Money in the Bank ladder match, that would give Big E a chance to go up against Bobby Lashley for his friend. Things like and to pay it back for his friend and things like that. And this could also lead into something like that with Kofi Kingston, maybe even turning heel maybe on Big E. And maybe Xavier Woods is the same. Maybe they become the new Hurt Business, Kofi and Woods and Bobby Lashley. That would be something. Wouldn't it? That would be something. Um, but yeah, Bobby Lashley just was great, and this is gonna tell a great story. And I think Big E is going to cash in on Bobby Lashley. I'm not sure when. Rumors are now that we're going to get Goldberg versus Lashley for SummerSlam. Um, Listen, that could be that could be a match. It's going to be short. It's going to be high impact. It's going to be spamming the finishers. It's gonna be Goldberg with Spears, and it's gonna be Bobby Lashley with Spears, and it's gonna be Bobby Lashley with Dominators, and Bobby Lashley's gonna try to hit, try to put Goldberg in the fucking full Nelson. So the Hurt Lock. So it's gonna be all of that. It's probably gonna last as long as this match did. Short night for both of them, but and I get tired of these matches as well, but we can see they have the ability to do what Lesnar and Goldberg did at WrestleMania, make this a high impact, action packed 6 minutes where you're saying to yourself, it's been on in 6 minutes, but this is really, really good. This is not, so we'll see what happens. Next match was the Raw Women's Title match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And like I mentioned a few moments ago, this started off with the crowd chanting for "We want Becky, we want Becky." Pissed Flair off. She flipped them off. The people on the network, the people from WWE, they blacked it out. But like I said, it might have lit a fire under both of their ass because here are you chanting for Becky Lynch, but we are here for to do this basically for you. And these two had a tremendous match. It's a different match than the WrestleMania match, but it's just as good. I mean, incredible time. In one spot where Charlotte Flair goes to the top, and she hits a top rope natural selection, and it popped me. It popped me. I said, "Oh my god, it was the top rope!" And it was 1, 2, and the kick out. I just couldn't believe it, and it was incredible. Some great emotion, some great faces from both of these two. Just incredible. But then Rhea Ripley gets her knee tweaked somehow, and Charlotte Flair smelled blood and went after the knee and locked in the figure four. And Rhea Ripley tried to hold on as long as she could, but she couldn't get it done. And now you're 14-time women's champion. Is Charlotte Flair. And again, I think that this is, they said that they're trying to make SummerSlam what they wanted with under WrestleMania, and they're doing SummerSlam inside a football stadium, just like they do WrestleMania, the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, is it Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Which, by the way, is going to be 110 degrees there. I mean, they better have air conditioning blowing. I hope God forbid they have air conditioner breaks, and God forbid those poor wrestlers if that does happen, they're gonna be. Bobby Lashley already sweats a lot. He's gonna be sweaty. Use a lot of deodorant, folks. And so, and to try to make the biggest show, what's the best match for the Raw Women's Championship? It's probably not Rhea versus Flair for a third time, because again, I think the long term story with them is that Rhea Ripley just isn't can't even just can't beat Ric Flair and he beat Charlotte Flair. And in fact, what I would probably do is at some point down the line, I would probably have them wrestle one more time. And once again, Charlotte Flair gets the better of Rhea Ripley because that needs to be the Mania match, whether it's for the title or not. The title would make it even better because that would give from 2 years ago Rhea Ripley beating Charlotte Flair. I mean that means a lot more than just her beating Charlotte Flair. But if it wasn't for the title and it was just Rhea Ripley with Charlotte Flair beating her at WrestleMania in Dallas, yeah, I think that's the way to go. And a great long term story there, but I think for SummerSlam they're gonna go. Becky Lynch is going to appear at some point, either on Monday or in next Monday, and I think she's gonna challenge um, Charlotte Flair for the championship. There's gonna be Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam, and it's gonna be. I think these two got great chemistry. They put on great stuff, and I think this is going to be the best match involving women of all time. The best match right now involves them, actually. The best match is them from Evolution, their last woman standing there. But this one could be a technical classic. And that's something that every wrestler wants to see. Great. I gave it four and 4.25 stars. It was great. And then after that, we started having problems if you was a Peacock watcher. If for some reason the video was breaking down and everything, and the app crashed, and things were so it was just awful. It really is. This thing with Peacock was, it was just a total, this. I'm not sure how much money ESPN was offering, and if they was offering less than Peacock, the way this has began, I would say nah, man. I would say nah. You gotta, yeah. This wasn't what it was. It really wasn't. Because it's probably people are not fans of Peacock. The way they have put on the way they have done things and things like that. They haven't put up all the shows apparently as well. They're still putting up shows on Peacock and things like that. And I think ESPN could have done a better job for it. I think ESPN could have maybe put it done a better job where they could have maybe it would have kept it like the network, because they have a bunch of shit on their stuff too. And but WWE wants their money, which is one of the reasons why it it would take. I'm not sure what it would take. What would it probably would have to take is somebody. It probably, oh, it would probably have to take something where like WWE would hire like child molesters from like all of the wrestlers they hired were molesting children, and so because at that point, how could you like really support them, right? And then the other shit would just be gone. But it's um but yeah, it started messing up. So you didn't get to see a lot of, at least I didn't see a lot of the first, you know, maybe 5 to 8 minutes of the Money in the Bank ladder match. I felt like it was good. It felt like it was good because the other second part of the match that I watched, it was really good, really really great. Um, I really want to see how some of the other guys that I trust rated. How they rated and how they think of it. Because I wrote down 4.5 stars, but who can really tell? At some point, I probably will go back and watch it and see how, maybe from the beginning, and see how good it was, just for the end of the year, the end of the year thing, where you have to, or I do like the match of the year and things like that, because this could have been match of the year. This could have been a 5-star match. So, but who knows? But it was really, really good. Big E won, like I predicted, like a lot of people predicted, and like a lot of people wanted as well. And I think, some people maybe want him to go for Roman, like I've said before. This, to me, this whole Bobby Lashley thing, I think it's it truly could be what it is. So then we get to the Universal Championship, Edge and Roman, and boy, this is something that is just, it's really, really good. It's good to see how fans are reacting to Roman. He's getting the right reaction now. When he was getting the boos and the chants of "you suck" and things like that, and the thumbs down, when he was a baby face, it was sad to see. It was sad to see, because honestly, he was not any of those things. He was not any of those things. They took out, you know, their frustrations on Roman for the company, and really, to be honest with you, they shouldn't even have frustrations with the company. They really shouldn't have. But that's a story for a whole nother day. Um, and it's just started off slow, but I think that was, intended. I think that was intended, because they really wanted to ramp up. This was kind of overbooked. They had the Usos trying to come out. There was a rap bump trying to have the Usos come out, and they were just talking about Mysterios, and then Seth Rollins came out and he did his stuff. He super kicked Edge and things like that. So there's a story there. Edge got distracted by Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns hit him with a spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains as usual. It was 4 stars. Another great effort from Roman Reigns, who is just becoming he's becoming one of the best workers in WWE as things. He's not going to, he's not going to, do things that are, amazing in the ring. He's not going to do a lot of wrestling moves. The one thing about Roman, but he is going to tell the story, um, probably better than anyone in the business right now. He's going to tell the story of the match, uh, 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 better than anyone is doing it right now, and that's why he's the best in this game right now. And people love Kenny Omega. I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't see it. Especially in this iteration, where he's collecting belts, but just being just a fucking prick. And not in the way that it is like a heel, a heel is, but he's just, I don't know, it's just all off with me. And the people love that, but this, if you are smart, you are you see that Roman Reigns is the best doing it right now. And when the PWI issue come out, um, either whether it's this year or early next year, he's going to be the number one person on the PWI list. He's going to be atop of a lot of lists that in next year. And because by next year he probably still should be holding the championship. He probably should be. Exactly. Again, nobody. There's nobody that at this point right now that can beat him. That you think could be, maybe Edge. We'll see about Seth Rollins, because I think, because after the match, Seth Rollins came up and he beat Edge, and he was telling Roman, and he's talking about his history and things like that, and you're not the champion because of me, and you remember that. So at some point down the line, I think we're going to get a face turn from Seth, and he's going to go after Roman, and I think that's going to be great as well. Um, well, what Roman Reigns says, now it's time for you to acknowledge me. And John Cena returned. The hyped up, and the new John Cena comes up. You got a new shirt, obviously, and you got that fucking towel again. Um, it's it is what it is, and it's a joy to be, to see it and everything like that. So it was fun. It was awesome. Um, seeing him back. I think they're gonna, you know, they had a match a few years ago at a regular show. I don't even know what the show was, but it was like maybe like No Mercy or something like that. It was like 4 years ago or something like that. When and it was they had like that kind of like the real promo battle where Roman forget his promo. And John called him out on it. Um, and things like that. But this is and he's talking about how he was back because Roman Reigns is not doing his job. Just barbs just all over the place. But this is different. This is a new Roman who is now just greatest. And so the promos are John Cena's going to cheap shot him again, but this time Roman he's gonna blow it off because it's a whole different Roman. This is a different character. This is a different feel, and this should be different. Like I said, Roman Reigns is a different worker, and this should be a truly fantastic match if John Cena still has it. And John Cena hasn't lost it, and who knows? They may not work well together, but I think this could be an incredible battle that we'll see at SummerSlam, something that is WrestleMania worthy. So yeah, that was a show that was Money in the Bank 2021, and I have to say for myself, we're talking about four-star matches. I'm gonna say that the men's Money Bank ladder match was at the very least a 4-star match. The women's Money in the Bank was 3.75-star match. I mean, if someone had done something off a ladder and going through another ladder, like in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, Kevin Owens getting powerbound through a ladder, um, maybe even 4 stars. I don't know. I don't want them doing the crazy stuff. A good Raw Tag Team Championship match, and a great story from the WWE Championship perspective. Um, yeah, this is great. Fans are back. It's awesome to see, and yeah, I cannot wait. I'm glad. So it's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait to see about Bobby Lashley. I can't wait for Becky Lynch to possibly appear. I cannot wait for Jinder Mahal came down in the men's Money Bank ladder match and he took out Drew McIntyre. I can't wait to see. They like dragged him off as if he was being kidnapped, as if it was the Joker and his henchmen, coming out to get Batman or Robin, not even from the '60s television show. So um, I don't know what I don't know what's going to go down, but I can't wait for it, and I'm ready for it. Fans are back, and gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think you know we'll see what it is, and also another thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is the Mandy Rose situation. She was gone to NXT, you know, on this past Tuesday. But that's Mitsubishi doing saying that she was a trade. So what? They just gonna just leave her in the story, her and Dana Brooke. They're just gonna leave that undone, and with her and Dana Brooke versus the Natalia and Tamina. Really? The sexy muscle friends? I don't know. I would rather see her. I'd rather see her like bring them up to Monday Night Raw instead of her going back down there. But whatever. So a lot of good things that happen tomorrow night. I can't wait for. Should be fun. Post your comments down below. Oh, by the way, before we go there, like I said, I did a mini video before, about 90 minutes before the show started, because I wanted to put my predictions down on video so that they was on record, that you know what I did. And boy, I got them all right, all seven right, 7-0. Bam, can't be stopped. So take that out, and next month for SummerSlam, that's gonna be interesting one, but SummerSlam is gonna be on a Saturday. So actually, what I might do is I still might do the same thing. So since I have that Friday, I want to make sure I get that if any matches are announced on that Friday's SmackDown, I'll have it. So I think it's still gonna go the same way. I'm gonna Saturday morning. I'm gonna put out the SummerSlam predictions video, and then obviously watch SummerSlam that evening. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.